Hi, I'm Louisa DeMitt with Knit Scene magazine, and today we're talking about the basics of yarn weights. And yarn weights is actually the thickness of your yarn, which is sometimes a misconception. People think it's the weight of the skein, but it's actually how thick the individual strands of your yarn might be. So the Craft Yarn Council of America has a standard chart that they use, and you can see it right here. And the standard 6 that they have are lace weight, fingering, sport weight, DK, worsted, and chunky, and bulky's on there as well, in case you have something a little thicker. And I have 6 swatches here that are all done in stockinette stitch, 20 stitches across and 20 rows deep. And you can see, starting with this one, that the lace weight is quite small. When you move up to the fingering, it gets a little bigger. Sport is bigger, DK is bigger, worsted, and chunky. So even though it's the same number of stitches and the same number of rows, it yields a completely different fabric. And these are all done on needles that are appropriately sized to the yarn. So with this swatch, we would use a much bigger needle than we would with the lace weight swatch. Yarn companies usually put these labels on their ball bands, but if you're not sure what you have or if that label's not there, it's really important to swatch to make sure that the yarn you have will work for the project that you're doing. It is also really fun to play around with weights of yarn. If you look at this piece, the double puff by Erica Schluter from Knitwear Fall, you can see that on the top she uses a lace weight and on the bottom she uses a worsted. And it makes a really fun play, and the textures are really unique in this piece. Also, if you look at this shawl from Ruth Garcia Alcantud from Knit Scene Winter, it's a lace shawl, but she's done it in a bulky yarn. So even though lace is usually done on something much smaller, she's used a bigger yarn and bigger needles to create a completely different kind of fabric. So hopefully that's enough to get you started with yarn weights.